Hi guys, I wanted to make another video today just talking about Pokemon 30 and all the carry-on surrounding it. Um, Today I've just knocked off work and checked my phone only to see that another major retailer has posted their pre-orders for Pokemon 30 online today. So this is the third major retailer here in Australia to do this. And no surprise, just like the first two, the whole internet is exploding here because everyone seems to have missed out on their one ETB or ultra premium collector's box that is made available, because all these launches have purchase limits. So the reason I wanted to make a video about this is I just want to sort of try and put this back in perspective, or at least share the way that I'm thinking about Pokemon 30, because it's easy to get caught up in the hype. You know, anything that catches a bit of momentum on the internet spreads like wildfire, and yeah, Pokemon 30 is no exception to that, particularly with all the excitement already around Pokemon now for months, or years really. So what I think everyone is missing here with Pokemon 30 is, and the perspective that needs to be given to it, is that one ETB or one ultra premium collector box is not going to make you rich. It's not going to change your life. Um, if you can get one, good on you. You know, I'm sure it'll go up in the long run, and fair chance in the short term, you'd even be able to flip it for probably a couple $100. And I'm sure that's what most of these people who are managing to get their hands on some of these products, I'm sure that's what they're going to do, is just flip it for a couple of $100. And that's great. I don't have a problem with anyone trying to make some money online. I know a lot of people have a problem with scalping and all that, but typically these people that have a problem with it are actually trying to achieve similar ends anyway. I think most people are in Pokemon for the money now, whether we like to admit that to ourselves or not. So anyway, what is this further perspective, or how am I looking at Pokemon 30? I'm looking at it as a nice way to make a couple bucks, and a good product if you can get your hands on it, but something that I'm willing to let go if I can't get a hold of it, which so far I haven't been able to, because what I'm trying to achieve, and what I think everyone should be looking at, trying to achieve with, if they're serious about making money with cards, is an approach that they can put into action, that's repeatable week in, week out, and will lead to sustainable wealth generation. So Pokemon 30 is not a sustainable approach to wealth. You are not going to build wealth from Pokemon 30, um, largely because of even if it is a product that does extremely well with these purchase limits, it's just not really possible to make any substantial gains off of it. Now, I'm sure some of you will have ways of getting substantial amounts of supply, but for most of us, that's unrealistic. So, what does a sustainable plan in card collecting look like? What's something that we can put into practice and work towards day in and day out that is going to, we can apply over the long run, and sustainably build wealth? It's not as glamorous as getting rich off of one drop, such as Pokemon 30, which again, no one's going to get rich off Pokemon 30. What it probably looks like, or for most of us, what this is going to look like, unfortunately, is getting a full-time job, showing up day in and day out, working on the weekends if you can, whether that's overtime at your full-time job or a second job, like what I'm doing at the moment, and living below your means. That's really going to be the most realistic way that any of us can sort of put into action a plan that will lead to sustainable growth in our investments in the long run. All these fantasies of getting rich quick are really just that. They're just fantasies. And if you get stuck chasing them, you can easily quickly lose 10 years of investment opportunity to these get rich quick schemes, which I've done in the past. I've spent 10 years trying to be a leverage trader now, and if I had have just spent that 10 years investing in Bitcoin like I initially planned to when I first got into financial markets, I'd be a millionaire by now. But anyway, I'm certainly not a millionaire, and here we are. So my approach and my suggestion to people that are new to investing in markets, because really I think a lot of people that are into cards probably aren't familiar with markets, and cards are becoming just another financial market. It's at this point, I think they're a financial product. But my advice to these people would be to play the long game, to do something that you to be aiming for consistency, really. And as I said, I don't have any better ideas than to get a job and live below your means, and that'll allow you to invest what initially each week won't be a substantial amount, but if you let that if you keep that up for a matter of years, it'll quickly become a substantial amount. So I think I'm going to do monthly videos sharing what I've managed to acquire in each month by following this approach, just so I can sort of prove that it does work. Because I know when you get stuck in the trap of short-term investing, it's not really a real thing. Short-term speculating, let's say, these get-rich-quick schemes. When you get stuck sort of in that mindset of just trying to make a quick buck, you quickly lose sight of the bigger picture, and you actually don't even realize just how quickly you can grow wealth even with just a normal job if you're willing to live not crazy. Like, you don't have to do anything too crazy. Like, you can still eat good and go to the odd social event, but don't be out drinking every weekend, don't be smoking, don't be doing drugs. And you can put aside a fair bit of money, and over the course of months and years you can build a pretty substantial position, and that really does give you a chance to build some serious wealth. Because really, if you have the capital there to deploy, and you just leave the cards be, leave them sealed, time will do the work. And I know this to be true because this has proven true for 30 years, not just in cards. Obviously, Pokemon and Magic have been around 30 years now. Magic recently had their Magic 30, and obviously, title of this video is something like Pokemon 30. So we know that the sealed products of these cards, time does the work. But also crypto, stocks, real estate. We've got a very long history of investment of different markets behaving the exact same way. They have their ups and downs, but if you give these assets time to run, they will. Time will do the work for you. So just wanted to sort of put that thought out there. Didn't really have much else for you today. I just quickly put this video together on my way home from work, and I think we'll leave it there. Don't know what the next topic will be, but actually just quickly, let's make a better point of the comparison to crypto, or just the example of crypto. I think crypto is a load of shit, really. Bitcoin was certainly a legitimate investment as a peer-to-peer decentralized currency. I think there was a lot of value in that. The distributed ledger technology There's obviously we've never really seen anything like that, and sort of the idea of just but having sovereignty over your wealth, I think did give Bitcoin a very legitimate value proposition. But anyway, this is all a discussion for another time, another video. The point I really wanted to make is Bitcoin, for those who have been around it long enough, know that if you got too tunnel-sided on it and started speculating on the shorter term or worrying too much about what's happening from day to day, you would get chopped up. The last 10 years, when you look back on it, you think, wow, everyone who was in it would have made a lot of money. Because from A to B, the gains were like nothing we've ever seen before. But what people forget is that the volatility throughout that 10 years was also unlike anything we've ever seen. And if you weren't willing to play the long game, like pretty much no one was really, you got chopped up and you probably didn't make any money. In fact, you probably lost a lot of money, like I did. So I think that's something that we really want to keep in mind when we're thinking about cards, because again, it's an emerging asset class. It's yet to be financialized. Wall Street are not in cards yet. It feels a lot like the early Bitcoin days. One of the reasons I'm so excited about cards is that I think, and it's sort of sad that this could happen, but I think one day Wall Street will see the potential and they'll want a piece of the pie, and they'll be investing in it as well. They'll find a way to financialize it. But moral of the story, the Bitcoin parallel is true. I think if you get too worried about these short term little manias like Pokemon 30, you'll end up missing the broader move, the bigger wave, and yeah, it'll cost you dearly. Just ask the crypto bros. So anyway, I'm rambling a bit now. I'm just going to leave it there. Didn't really plan this video out. Just wanted to quickly post it just after work. So anyway, I'll catch you in the next one.